Happy days.
We back outside.
Barcraft conversation, either episode 3 or 1,000.
We going up to 1,000 and beyond.
Oh, whoa. Actually, before we get started,
What's happening?
got the shirt on today.
Okay.
I'll give a shout out to our sponsors.
Definitely.
It's sponsored by Cottonmouth. This bar today we're going to spotlight is the Grateful Fed.
I'm excited.
Federal Hill. It used to be the Sobo Market.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and it's been Grateful Fed now for, I think, maybe a little over a year now.
Oh, congratulations.
This is another great neighborhood bar that we'll be highlighting.
But this is not a dive bar.
It's not a dive bar. Remember neighborhood dive bars?
That was last episode.
Bartenders, neighborhood dive bar.
Gotcha.
Grateful Fed, neighborhood bar.
Gotcha.
What makes this a little different than your benders or like any other dive bar is that they have a little bit a wider cocktail range. You can still get those Jamesons, those Tito's, maybe not necessarily always a 2-ounce port neighborhood bars. Don't quote me on that, but usually they're maybe a little more by the book. But 2 ounces, that could be universal.
Gotcha.
But it's more of a bougier cocktail list. It might say bougie, not blowing smoke bubbles and stuff. I mean, they could, but that's not usually what you get there. But you can get that old fashioned. You get that espresso martini, or
maybe even a Manhattan.
Maybe even Manhattan. Maybe a little more variety of beers and your liquors and everything like that.
They also had wine.
Nice wine selection. Good vibes. Great place. We're going to pull up on my man Billy.
I like a good cocktail. I've never been a screwball person.
It's only funny because I think he was telling me one of his drinks of the day might be screwball. Yeah, it's always screwball.
I am Billy.
Billy.
Billy Bones, as a lot of people call me.
So they know him for, man. What made you pick here in the sense of a spot to work at?
Just love the vibe of the place. It's a really cool spot. Honestly, I came in here a lot as a customer, got to know the people that work behind the bar, and just kind of really enjoyed my time here.
Yeah.
Always told myself I would love to work here, so it was kind of worked out that it all kind of fell into place for me to come here, so that was cool.
We were talking about the difference from like neighborhood bars and dive bars and stuff. I didn't really consider this a dive bar because you guys have quite the selection of liquors. What was the first bar you ever worked at?
Banditos.
Gotcha.
Well, here in Baltimore, Banditos. Yeah.
And you went from Banditos to
Club Dog.
What made you hop in? Like, what made you hop into the industry?
Money. Honestly, it was just a good time for it. I was working down in Annapolis at the time, so I kind of was just like, I need the money, so I need to not drive 30 minutes to work every day and make not half as much money as I could be by walking 30 seconds. So
that's fair. That is fair, man.
I like a neighborhood bar. I also bartend at Pickles, so like, you get the bit of you get a bit of the rush factor. You get a bit of like you're always weeded kind of factor while you're there. So kind of when I was looking into doing something else, I wanted to work at a bar where I could like just bartend, hang out with people, and like a place that my friends would want to come to, which is kind of like the big thing for me is like kind of having like a home vibe of like where your friends are at. So it's like if I have my friends here, it doesn't feel like work, So that's a big part of it for me. But we have a lot of freedom here too. So like kind of run our shift our own way as long as the place doesn't burn down and we don't steal or do anything wrong. Like we're kind of like free to do whatever while we work here. So it's kind of like it's a sweet spot. Create a good environment for my friends to come to and for people that don't know me, make new friends and that kind of stuff. So
that's solid. All right, man. If you, our Super Days Jameson, if you wanted to make a drink, it was like, hey, come pull up my man Billy. He got a great stash and he'll make you a great.
I would say screwball espresso martini.
Can we get one of those bad boys, please?
Perfect. Shake it.
Use the reverse dry shake.
We got something going on here.
I like the reverse dry shake though. That was nice. Touch. He did his thing.
8.8.
8.8.
8.8. Congratulations, Billy.
He shoulder bopped it out.
Yeah.
Gave the good vibe. Mm-hmm. Was attentive to all of his customers because he had people inside and outside. He had 4 tables outside. Yeah. We didn't even pan the outside tables. He had tables inside. Got everybody right. Drinks got all situated and came back and it was like, let's do this real quick,
Shout out to Billy.
He made us a peanut butter espresso martini.
I was very impressed.
I was too. And I use like as a shot.
That would go crazy as a dessert shot.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, Billy, I might have to add that to my
repertoire.
But shout out Billy. It was a good time. I liked going there and he having people in there so you can kind of see his flow and everything. Because it's easy to talk about stuff when it's just me, us, and the bartender.
Yeah.
It's all about the show. So if you can put on a good show and then put the show on pause and do your thing and then press playback on the show and the flow still stays the same.
He is very attentive. He's a professional.
Remember I was talking about the different beer selection. I was like, hey man, I can I get a beer? He's like, what kind of beer you want? I said, I just want a beer. He said, oh, I got something for you. It was just called Just a Beer. And I was like, you know what? That's funny. That's funny. I don't like lagers, but that's funny. That's funny. And they're local.
That's being a good bartender, having a personality, a sense of humor, making you have a good time, which is one of the things that you don't get necessarily always at a speed bar.
You don't got time to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know, they're joking and stuff and explaining this because you're in the weeds.
So we was talking earlier, a neighborhood bar is different than a tourist area bar.
I don't even know how you would Google that. Because like when I go to different areas in the city, I'm not trying to hit like these main bars. You won't know about that unless somebody tells you about that. Because again, you're going to
the tourist attraction.
Not saying anything's wrong with those places. Those places are cool. But where I'm at now, like I like to visit those, but that's not where I'm trying to
hang out and have fun. Me neither. I don't
bring my friends, you know, somewhere. I'm trying to go. I like the more quiet, chill. You can talk to the bartender. You can, you know, they have a jukebox. You can pick a song sometimes. And you can also get some really good quality drinks because you know those places. There's such high demand and there's tourist areas, their prices are just more expensive. So like what I'd spend at, I don't want to drop any specific names, but what I'd spend at some of these more popular places, I can get 2-3 drinks there.
Because you're talking about volume and convenient. When you go to the tourist spot, that's more of a convenience thing. When you talk about the neighborhood is off the beaten path. And you also got to realize that the overhead is often different.
That's true. They're paying more. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but you can't, when you have a loyal clientele base in the neighborhood, you can't just jack up the prices. Some of these busier places, they just do it because they can. And it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, I get it. If you're the only one or the best one, you know, you can bring your price up a little bit. But that doesn't do any justice to your regulars.
You can actually hurt your bottom line by simply doing that. So if you do like economics, there are price points where it makes sense. Like you can have a price that's too high and you can have a price that's too low that hurts you down the line. So it's like you said, finding that happy balance. That's why I think that the next spot that we get, I think should be more of like a neighborhood.
For sure. That's where it's at.
Because that's the vibes I like.
And as you were saying with like the price points, a buddy of mine, Joe Becker, shout out Joe Becker, GM of Backyard, he said something and it stuck with me a little bit. He was like, listen, he says, I'll buy 2 bombs at $10, maybe 1. He said, I might buy 3 or 4 at $8. But I'll buy 10 to 12 at $5. Yeah, come on. If you order right, the bottle will even cost you $10.
So that becomes the question. As someone who's managed and had bars, you know how important it is to order correctly.
You seen when be in order, right?
Ooh.
I'm having flashbacks to Morgan State's homecoming.
What was that? What was the deal?
Buy one, get one with cases of Hennessy. And some people are all like, don't have Henny. You can always have Henny. People get upset and they're like, you can't have Hennessy. You can have whatever drinks you want. It's your staff, the atmosphere, the music you play, and how it's the atmosphere you bring. It doesn't, Henny's not just bringing in shiesties and ski mats. Yeah. And people say that. That's why nobody sells Henny. That's not true. That's because your staff can't read the room and can't hold the room. But it was buy one, get one with cases. Yes. And the rep was really looking out for us, so she was giving us a deal too. And it was Morgan's homecoming. That's what most of the drinks had. They went inside.
So the name of the event was Marvin Gaye
and Chardonnay. That was on our right side because we had 2 restaurants. And on the left side, I can't remember his name right now, but he had an event too for Morgan's homecoming. But they wanted Hennessy. They wanted sidecars, and we made Henny. We made Henny margaritas. We had a Henny lemon drop. We made a lot of good drinks. You can make good drinks with Hennessy. Just be a good bartender.
Cognac and cigars. It's a big thing. So Hennessy is a cognac. Like, I'm not really a cognac drinker. Like I always say, I'm more of a bourbon drinker. But like you said, people get this weird connotation like...
It's just silly.
A good drink is a good drink.
But we ordered right. We had this great deal. And it got the bottle prices down. It was like $6 because the way we ordered. And we had a person whose name I don't want to freaking share because she's evil, but took it back. And so we went from having 4 cases to like a case and a half. And you know, we ran out of Hennessy. By hour 2, I know we were completely out. And people are looking at me like,
what happened?
What? And I can't be like the person's name I won't say, send the order back.
The thing that was so crazy about that day, the rep came back. I was there when she came and picked that bottles up. I was so embarrassed.
We're going to interview her too, because I still have her information, and so she could tell this story.
Park that story there.
That was such a bad, like, the stuff that happened and the things that just those 3 years there was crazy, man.
Yeah.
If you order right, you can give those $5.
You can pass those savings on to the people who are your regulars and stuff like that. And to me, that's good customer service and hospitality. It's like, you come in every day of the week, let me pass this deal on to you with a drink special.
That's it, rather than just buying bottle by bottle. That makes me think of when we were at Where I Met Your Mother, and there was a special in Espelon. I can't remember, it's hard, I don't know why I can't remember the numbers right now.
Yeah,
but,
it's all good.
But let's say Espelon was at $8, let's say it was $8. Ooh.
So $8.
Soup of the day.
Okay, so let's say, so normally.
Oh, we're talking about that Espelon?
Yes.
Keep going, Shane. I've never done.
This bottle of Espelon or Jameson is $8 on sale. Normally it's what?
For numbers wise, like, because it depends the time and like if you buy by the case on stuff. But let's just say it's normally $10. But for this special, what they were doing, it was $4.75.
So $4.75 versus $10.
Because it was just this huge special they were doing, and we were like, "What? Yeah, let's get all of them right now. We're gonna buy so much that we don't have to. That's essentially buy one get one." And it was insane. But oh yeah, we could do that.
Telling me this same shot, if ordered correctly.
So like instead of you charging $12, $13, $14, it's Espelon, $12 for a neighborhood bar, $11, $9 to $12 for this shot of Espelon. 8 to 12, depending on this. You could do it now because you just bought so much of it
without messing up your profit margin.
You can still keep it at 8 if you wanted to, or you could do a special. Now it's on happy hour.
So now you have a better price point and you increase your profit margin.
You can the same price point and just make more. You just save money on it. And that's all the name of the game is, just ordering it right. You have these case deals. They'll give you deals. Buy 3 cases, get 1 free. Buy 4, get 2. And they'll let you know. Your reps, shout out to reps. They'll let you know. And they let us know specifically, Espelon has this crazy deal. And I think it might have been better than 50% off. Because we were like, yo, let's re-up. Let's get it all right now. We won't get Espelon for the rest of the year. The spot we're looking at right now, it's been closed for 2 years.
Okay.
Still with liquor downstairs, that's still good because it doesn't go bad.
Oh.
Who would knew that?
I don't know unless you watch Barcraft Conversations.
Order right. You get the price points good. You can do when you see these people doing these crazy Henny for a penny, Don Julio for $1. It could be because they're just about to sell and they're saying get everything out. Or it could mean they just ordered right and they had a crazy good deal on this specific thing.
You really getting into the business of what it takes to run a successful establishment.
Don't go to a liquor store or beer store to buy stuff.
Messing up your bottom line. And the number one rule is?
Don't fuck up the money. It's not that difficult. It's just so many people try to cut corners and do things illegally and just do all this goofy stuff. And it's like, hey, you can lose your liquor license if you do some dumb shit like that.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Have to.
And a lot of times it's because
you didn't manage your establishment and your finances.
It has to be that. If you buy it by wholesale, it's cheaper in the long run. So you get that 1 or 2 bottles, but that one bottle now just costs you $30-something. But if you would order it right, it would cost you $16, and you can just lose your liquor license.
So you just taking the unnecessary risk by just not running your business correctly.
And I'll never forget that. I remember my first day when we were at the new spot, when we were Where I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. And
I had these reps come in. I'm trying to talk to these reps. They're like, yeah, we have this and that and that. And I'm looking over, and they're looking over. They're like, you didn't get that from us. I was like, I just got here. She says, no, I know. She says, just don't do that again because it's a fine she don't want to pay.
As Kelly Rose trying to help bars turn their stuff around and them not being honest with what's going on, this makes it so much harder, especially when we can literally just fix everything and create the price point where it needs to be a profitable bar. But, each his own.
Pounds each.
Barcraft Conversation is really about hospitality and praising the people in the industry and people who do this correctly, because we want to make sure that the industry lives up to a standard, because we are a big part of tourism and we really show people a good time.
There's importance of having just good hospitality. We want more people to come to the city. Mm-hmm. And nothing's worse than going to a bar or restaurant and you don't get greeted, or they're messing up your order, or the bartender bartenders being rude. It's a lot of places like that. Not gonna shut light taking those places right now,
Yeah.
but it's just one of those things where we want to pull up on everybody. And when I see a bar, I'll just pull up, bring some friends. But again, it's just comes back to training and all that.
Definitely. One of the things I used to do, shout out to one of my exes, we used to bar hop. And I used to have this phone that had an app on it where you could shake the app up on the phone and it made random drinks. The rule of thumb was that we could only have one drink at the bar. Sometimes they would not have all the ingredients, but you could tell a good bartender because they'd be like, oh, well, I don't have this, but I can substitute for this. And they would still make a great drink. And then it became after a while where I sort of knew what ingredients I liked and did not like in the drink. But it was always a good time because now we're going to different bars, we having a good time, different vibes. And it really got me into the culture. This was after I had gotten really out of the industry and I was just a patron at this point. So now that I'm back, it really sheds light on the whole industry and why I loved it. And I said whenever I got back into it that I wanted to have a restaurant because I was more into doing bars and clubs. But a restaurant is a totally different vibe. And you know, we've been talking about neighborhood bars and dive bars. And a club has a bar, but that's a different vibe.
You know, from working at Tavern, we had a very mixed clientele. We had all a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
So when you go to different establishments, you got to know how to conduct yourself. As a bartender, you do have a responsibility. After really being in the marketing and promotion game, I used to know a lot of promoters. Like people just knew me and it was like, the experience is different. People know you. You know the bartenders. You know everybody. So when you walk in, you get treated a certain way. It's a little bit different when you don't get that treatment.
If you want, they fill you a beer, papa.
One of the great tips that I would say is if you're new into a spot and you have a situation like that, first thing that you do is you find your bartender. You pay for your first drink, tip heavy.
Dap them up, say your name, ask them their name.
And the rest of the night you good. Not saying you don't tip the rest of the night, but you don't have to tip as heavy the rest of the night.
That sets the standard that they're gonna come back to you.
Every time that they see you, they're going to make sure you taken care of because you took care of them. And that's like etiquette. That's something that I don't know if a lot of people know.
And listen, don't be giving out free stuff all the time.
No.
But if you are a cool bartender for most of the time, and I do it all the time, I'll go in, I'll buy him a shot, I'll tip 20 off of me getting a shot and buying you a shot, and then they'll probably get your next drink for free. And that's like your little secret. That's like the secret like. All right, man, I got you. You know, and you just do that a couple of times and now you're cool with that. They'll remember you. Oh, that's blah, blah, blah. When he comes in or she comes in, hey, I know they're going to tip you 20. They're probably going to buy you a shot. And like, you know, I go in places like, oh, all right, come on, guys. And then let me get a shot. And they got 4 lined up already. It's going to go such a long way. It takes a village and we can take care of each other. But you got to tip.
Yeah.
You got to tip. I promise you we'll come back.
Rule number 1, never fuck up the money.
And we remember.
Better standards in the industry.
It is not easy at all trying to do this. It's not just, hey, I got a spot, let's open it. No, if we would done that, we would have 3 right now. It's so many moving pieces and everybody has to be on the same page. And everybody has to move and step at the same exact time. Because when you don't, you got to take 2 steps back. 1,000 steps in this process, man.
As Kelly Rose Group, we really care about our people and we want to make sure our people are taken care of. I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. Like, we got merch. It's available. Make sure you get your Barcraft Conversations.